You know, when you hear the name Microsoft, it's almost part of the background, right? But behind that name is one of the most powerful and influential companies on the entire planet, a true architect of the digital world we all live in. And it all kicked off with this one kind of crazy idea from founders Bill Gates and Paul Allen way back in 1975. I mean, think about that. That wasn't just a business plan, it was a declaration. It was the spark that would ignite the whole personal computer revolution and completely change, well, everything. So, here's how we're going to break it down. We're going to start with that initial world-changing vision. Then we'll dive into the iconic products that really defined an era. After that, we'll watch as the company built a massive tech empire, uncover its kind of hidden influence in our daily lives, and finally, take a peek into the future that it's building as we speak. Okay, let's rewind back to the very beginning and see just how this incredible journey got its start. So way back in '75, these guys had a super clear mission: build the brains of the operation. See, they weren't making the physical machines. They were making the software that made the machines actually do stuff. And their huge breakthrough was MS-DOS, the operating system that basically became the universal language for that first wave of personal computers. It really laid the groundwork for everything that came next. Okay, now we're getting to the big guns, the two products that put Microsoft on the map for pretty much everyone: Windows and Office. This is where they became an absolutely essential part of the digital world. It is really hard to explain what a massive leap this was. Before Windows, using a computer meant staring at a black screen with a blinking cursor, typing in all these weird commands. It was for specialists, you know? Windows just threw all that out. It gave us a simple visual interface. You just point, click, and you're done. All of a sudden, computing was for everybody. And right alongside Windows, you've got the ultimate productivity package, Microsoft Office. Word, Excel, PowerPoint. I mean, seriously, think about it. This trio didn't just get popular, it became the language of the modern workplace and school. It's still the default way most of us create documents, crunch numbers, and present ideas. But you know, they weren't just going to stop with PCs. Not even close. The ambition was way bigger. The goal was to build an entire ecosystem, to stretch their reach from the office to the living room and even up into the cloud. First stop, the internet. With Internet Explorer, Microsoft jumped right into the middle of the browser wars. And yeah, that era is long gone, but the company is still a major player with its modern Edge browser, making sure they have a piece of how we all get online. Then, they made a huge jump right into our living rooms with the Xbox. And this wasn't some side project either. Microsoft went head-to-head with gaming giants like Sony and Nintendo, and over the years, they've built a massive entertainment empire around it. And then came what might be one of their most important moves ever, the cloud. With Azure, Microsoft totally reinvented itself. It now provides the powerful behind-the-scenes engine, all the storage, computing power, and AI that tons of businesses all over the world depend on every single day. Okay, so we've talked about PCs, gaming, the cloud, but what does all that actually mean for you and me day to day? Well, the answer is it shows up in way more places than you'd probably guess. Its influence is just everywhere, and a lot of it is stuff you don't even see. We're talking about business software that runs huge corporations, data systems that keep them organized, and the cybersecurity that protects our most sensitive info. The education tools like Teams that power classrooms, even our personal productivity, right? The way you write a resume or make a budget. It's like the invisible plumbing of our modern world. And that really gets to the heart of it. When we say Microsoft is a pillar of modern technology, this is exactly what we mean. Their products aren't just apps on your phone or computer, they're part of the very foundation that our digital lives are built on. All right, so if that's the past, what about the future? Where does a giant like this go next? Well, the answer really boils down to two huge areas: the cloud and artificial intelligence. Now, it's not going to be a walk in the park, obviously. The tech world is a battlefield. The competition is incredibly fierce. Technology changes at a brutal pace. And if you stop innovating for even a second, you get left in the dust. So this is where Microsoft is putting its bets for the future. Their entire strategy is built on three core pillars. First, continue to dominate the cloud with Azure. Second, lead the charge in artificial intelligence. And third, weave that AI into a whole new generation of smart, helpful technologies. And here's the really crucial thing to understand. AI isn't just some new feature for them. It's the new foundation.
They're integrating it into literally everything, from Windows and Office to Azure and Xbox. The whole goal is to make every single product they have smarter, faster, and more useful.
Which leaves us with one final massive question to think about. This is a company that started with a simple, almost impossible goal of a computer on every desk and ended up profoundly shaping our digital world. So after drawing the map of our past, how will Microsoft define our future?